Hey everybody, it's Friday, and I'm here, and we have ourselves a draft. Oh my god, we finally got ourselves a new set, so this is going to be really cool. I'm kind of pumped for it. So, let's see what we got here. We have Way to the Underworld, which I'm very mediocre on. Exile target tapped creature. In situations, it's good. In other situations, it's not, so it's one of those things. Target creature gets +2/+0 on first strike. That's, combat trick that does stuff. That card's actually really good. I don't like that card. It's very expensive. I should be describing why I'm going through this. Oh geez. Pillowfield Ox that makes Windrakes. Inspired, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Painseer is interesting, but I think I'm going to take the Flitter Step Idyllian. Eidolon. I don't know how to pronounce words. Sorry. This is a common theme with me. I'm MiniMark, by the way, and I'm going to be doing a Theros block draft. I think the best card in this pack is a Flitter Step Idyllion, or Eidolon, because if you need to, you can play it early and then just start putting stuff on it and make it into some really big, powerful stuff. Or, alternatively, you can wait, and on turn 6, you can basically just be like, this thing can't block. Or this thing can't be blocked, and you get very, very happy. So what else do we have? Acolyte's Reward is very good, I think, because it has a rare effect in Magic. It has the ability to basically, most of the time it's going to 2-for-1 if you have a decent amount of devotion to white. What it does is prevents damage and then deals that much damage to something else, which is really good. That's the really cheap heroic guy. Basically, he's another Wingseed rider in your deck. Nullify is fine. This card I think is good because a 4/4 for 5 that gains you life is fine and otherwise. But I think if I'm going to go into a second color, it's going to be for something like Acolyte's Reward. The card's just really, really good. I mean, if you can get a decent amount of devotion to white, which isn't too difficult, you can just blow somebody out, just 2-for-1 them straight away with that. So let's see what we have here. In the pre-release, this guy was actually really good in the white-red heroic deck, so I'm very happy with him. I saw this card get used to great effect. Nyxborn Wolf is good. What does this one do? It's a 1/1 for 2 that makes more 1/1s. If that's some like Vigilance or something, it'd be pretty good, I think. But I don't think it's that good. What does this one do? Can't attack unless you return an enchantment you control to its owner's hand. That's fine, I think, right? It's probably fine. I think I'm going to take the Rollicker. Right? Maybe? I'm going to take the Sudden Storm. I think this card is good. Like, really good, and this card is good. I think it's better to just keep in the color and go that way with it. Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, double Necrobite. That's things. Sun Chaser's not that good. Nullify is pretty good. It hits a lot of stuff, and leaving up blue isn't the hardest thing in the world to do. So I like that card. What does this one do? When it enters the battlefield, return an enchantment. It's really overcost, I think. It's like a Raise Dead effect with a 1/4 flyer for that. Especially when stuff in this format wants to just get bigger than what you have. I mean, Gorgon's Head seems cool. But I think I'm going to take Nullify. It's a good counterspell, and there really isn't that much in the pack for these colors. I mean, we could have gone into green or red. And if we see that, we'll definitely know, and we'll take that as a sign. Inspired. Nope, don't like that. Ooh, this guy is good, I think. +2/+3. Like, a 2/3 for 3 is fine, and if you can bestow him onto someone, he's actually really good, I think. What is this one? The 2 heroic. I don't like this guy because basically saying I'm going to make a 1/1 for 3, and then I have to do something to make him worth the mana that you're paying, because you can get a 3 for 3 in this set. You want something more out of this guy, because you have to target him twice for him to be any good. Sipsis seems really, really good. It's a combat trick. You can blow somebody out with it. But I think I'm going to take the Triton, because I think I'm really liking these guys, these vanilla Bestow guys, because, I mean, Bestow is just still a really good mechanic. What do we have here? Wow, a lot of green, and a lot of good green, too. Like, this card's good, this card's good, this card's good. This card is situationally good. Card's mediocre. And we haven't really committed to a second color yet. I mean, we have the Acolyte's Reward, which is really powerful. But we haven't really we haven't gone into a second color yet. Mouth, you know how to work with words. And, I mean, the Adilian with the guy, Adilian with green creatures is really, really good. So I think I'm going to just take a Mortal's Resolve here. No, I'll take the Quarry. I'm going to take the Quarry. It's a really cool effect because you can just do some pretty crazy stuff with it. All creatures must block it, so if you put on like a Death Toucher or something, you can just wipe their board or something. And it looks like we're in the right colors because we have a lot of really good stuff here. But I think I'm going to take a Kiyora's Follower. A little bit of mana ramp isn't going to hurt because we can then get like our Tritons and Quarries and Adilians on our big creatures that I'm planning on getting in the second pack. And I think a 2/2 that ramps is better than a 3/2 that just attacks and blocks. Because this thing also attacks and blocks. I would take Sipsis, Eternity Slayer, Nyxborn, Triton. Like, a lot of these cards are really good, but I think I'm just going to take the Follower. I think it's just a powerful card. We have Retraction Helix, Stratus Walk, and Karametra's Favor. We don't really have anything to splash with, or we want to splash at the moment, so I don't think I want the Favor. Stratus Walk gives something flying, or, makes it so something can't block your ground guys. You also get to draw a card off of it, so it's like, quick 2-mana cantrip that gives flying, which is fine. Retraction Helix is pretty good because it bounces something. It's like an unsummon, but I think I'm going to take the Stratus Walk. I think that's just the right pick here. Wow. Really? Apparently people are really low on the Nyxborn Triton right now. I'm really high on it. We'll figure out who's right later. I just really feel like a 2/3 for 3 is a very playable card, and being able to bestow it onto something is really good. I think I want a Crypsis, though, in my main, rather than 2 of those. And definitely rather than one of these. I'm very low on that card. It dies to basically anything, burn-wise. So yeah. I don't know. We got a Snake of the Grove and a Floodtide Serpent. Let's see. We have Stratus Walk, which is a bit of a combo with that, because you can bounce it and draw a card every turn. That card's unplayable, and I don't like any of those cards. But I think I'm going to take the Snake. We need something big that we can start suiting up with our guys and start doing some good stuff with. And I don't like the fact that it has a clause that's like, we got another one anyways. I don't like the fact that it has a clause on it that makes it situationally not able to do that much. Because you can't attack with it if you don't have something out, or if you have like this on something as your only enchantment. Do you really want to attack with this and have to pay another 6 mana and also not have something that's unblockable? I'm wary of it unless we can get a lot of very cheap auras. This counts, but it's not that good. I'll bring it in as a thing in case we run into like a super control matchup, which I don't think that deck exists yet. But I also want to cut it so no one has like some crazy thing going on. Do I rare draft? I think it's better than just a random 2/1. Pay 3 mana and get get a mana out of it. I mean, a 3 mana fixer is fine. I'd run it in a deck where I needed to. But we'll see what happens. I don't think we're running the Intellect, though. So we'll hide that, and I'll hide the reward. Because we're not going to splash that. That's a crazy thing to do. Alright, and now we're back into the packs where I know all of the cards. Okay, so Aqueous Form, the President Chimera, and Leaf Crown Dryad are the three that jump out to me right now. There's like a Magma Jet in here and stuff, but I'm not really looking to move into a different color. I think we saw the colors were flowing here, and we want to keep going with that. I think the Chimera, the Aqueous Form, those will probably come back. We can probably get back the Goliath as well. But Leaf Crown Dryad is just really still a very solid creature. And the best thing is it's an enchantment creature, so we can play it and bounce it for 2 mana for the Serpent, and just play it for blocks and stuff, so it's fine. And I like it. I mean, a 2/2 for 2 with reach that can do more stuff. I mean, what's not to love? Let's see, what would we get here? There's a Gary. I'm afraid of him, but there's not really much here for us. We have a Coastline Chimera, which is fine if we want to be defensive. I mean, as I said, Sedge Scorpion is always a good card. I mean, it's the green swords, the plowshares. It does really good stuff. Then if you can start suiting it up with stuff, with like, put a Triton on it or something, it becomes a really difficult creature to deal with. Especially if we go like turn 1 Sedge Scorpion, turn 2 Follower, turn 3 Leaf Crown Dryad. You suddenly have a 3/3 with Death Touch coming at you, and you're probably going to have to double block at that point to kill it. Or you're going to be trading up, and I'm going to be getting a Leaf Crown Dryad back. I mean, I think that's just the pick here. Unless we want to splash for black for a Singer, or red for a Destructive Revelry, but I mean, I think I'm just going to take the Sedge Scorpion. It's really the only card in the pack that's in our colors that's any good. And that's worth taking at this point. And rewarded. Oh, God, but there's a Hero's Downfall. Someone's going to have a good black deck. Ugh. But yeah, didn't get any... Now that I see Thassa's Bounty, we didn't get any Divinations or anything, so that's a little upsetting. Divination's always a nice card, and I think in this format it'll be fine, but we'll see what happens with that. But I think I'm just going to take the Nessian Asp. I don't see a reason why you can't play this, and then Monstrous, and just look at your opponent and say, do you have Hero's Downfall or a Sip of Hemlock? Because if you don't, you're probably dead. So yeah, I'm just going to take the Asp. It's just super good, and other just cards of note. To know there's a Hero's Downfall in the packs, so I can look for it if it's open. Minotaur and stuff like that is here. Alright. I'm trying to get better understand, like, looking around the pack and realizing, oh, well, there's this other stuff in here too, so it's really important to be like, oh, okay, well, I have to play around that later and stuff. It's something small. I don't think it's something people really think about that much, but if you see something very powerful, you should be aware of it and try to remember it. I think I'm going to take the Time to Feed here. We're probably going to be Megatroning something up. We don't have any heroic stuff yet, but Time to Feed I think is just going to be really good, and we can, Time to Feed our Sedge Scorpion with something on it, or Nessian Asp, or whatever we have. Alternatively, we have Mana Fixing, a Hippocamp, and an unplayable card in the main deck. So I think I'm just going to take the Time to Feed. We'll probably get one of the cards in that pack back. Well, maybe it was flowing a little bit too much for us in pack 1, because I think we're getting cut here. There's good cards here. Like, geez, there's a black deck in this in this pool that's going to be insane, because there's a Return Phalanx and a Freaka's Cure. We saw Downfall, multiple Read the Bones. Like, it's going to be this is a very good setup for a black deck. But we didn't see any in pack 1, so the guy's getting rewarded for cutting it. Or maybe the black isn't that good in Born of the Gods? I don't know which. But I think the pick here is just going to be a Dissolve. Yeah. It's not good, but it's fine. It's a counterspell, and I can maybe get something out of it. And the hits keep coming. I mean, we could take a Thassa's Bounty and use it to draw some cards. We don't really have anything in that slot besides like the Adilian suit up. I mean, draw 3 and then they mill 3. The alternative is like Lost in the Labyrinth or cutting Read the Bones from the black deck, but we'll probably get the bounty back, right? We're not like short on playables. We have a lot of really good stuff here. I'll just cut the Read the Bones. I just don't want to deal with it. Ooh, Voyaging Satyr. Don't mind if I do. Good. So we have 2 things that ramp us now. So cards are starting to flow to us again. I don't know why, but they are. Maybe just been the way the pack shook out. There wasn't a lot of good green. This isn't really flowing 8th or 7th pick, Fade into Antiquity or Warrior's Lesson. I mean, we can play some stuff in the early game and be able to Warrior's Lesson. I don't think we really need the Fade at this time. Because we can probably get... There's a lot of spells that deal with enchantments, so I don't think we really need it at this moment. We're not splashing for anything as of yet. The Hippocamp is very meh. I mean, if it had flying, it'd be stupid good. But it doesn't. Like, it's... I want it to be a good card. It's a Horsefish. But I think I'm just going to take Aqueous Form. Another way of just getting in with something if we need to. Oh, jeez, this black deck is going to be insane. I think there's only one person in black, too. Because there's no reason for both of these to be in the pack, unless there's only one person in black. Because there was only the Hero's Downfall here. And then there was like a couple other good black cards, but... Do we take the Revelry? I think we're just going to take some more Read the Bones. I honestly am very afraid of that deck at the moment. Okay, cool. So the Thassa's Bounty came back, so we'll take that. None of the other cards are even playable, so I'm not going to consider them. That card's not good. That card's not good. That's a land. I always like having one of these in my deck. Not in my deck, in my sideboard, in case I run into a matchup that doesn't have a way of dealing with flyers. So I can just slam like an Essay and Asp or something and then beat down. Oh, good, 2 Thassa's Bounties. Perfect. Alright, we'll hide that. Probably not going to play the Cornucopia, but we'll know we have it in case we get something. Cards we're looking to cut at the moment. We'd like some more creatures. We only have 11 creatures, and we'd like some more good creatures. Thank you. Alternatively, splashing for Daxos in a deck that has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a lot of ways of getting it to the point where it's basically unbeatable. I mean, Daxos is a really powerful card, but also Thassa's Emissary is also really powerful. Ah, jeez. Well, hopefully these cards don't make it around to that guy who's in the black deck. I'm assuming they will, though, but... So we're either splashing for an incredibly powerful card that when it hits draws us a card and is pseudo-unblockable on some boards, or we're just taking a very solid card in our colors. I'm going to go conservative and take a card that's just solid in our colors over the card that's really bomby. It's probably not the right choice, but I'm going to go with it. Alright. Do we want a second Nessian Asp or first Nessian Courser? Well, looking at our curve, we have a lot of stuff like we don't want to cast that on turn 2, we don't want to cast that on turn 2. But I think we just want the Asp. The Asp is just, It's a beating. It really is. And I'll run 5 of these in a deck. And I have 2 accelerators. Yeah, I'm going to take the Asp. The Corsair is a 3/3 for 3, so hopefully people will just let it go by as being quote-unquote boring. Oh my god, and a Sea God's Revenge? We are in the right colors for pack 3, I think. Because there's also a Griptide. I would much rather run a Sea God's Revenge over Thassa's Bounties. I mean, the card is just insane. Just bounce 3 of their dudes and draw a card. And what happens? We get to then beat in with like Emissaries, or we can get Warrior's Lesson going if we have an extra mana sitting around. Yeah. The alternative is we can take something for the early stuff, but if we're worried about him Megatroning something, I think we have other ways of dealing with it. So we'll take Sea God's Revenge. It's just super powerful. What? Oh my god. Alright, so Savage Surge is pretty savage. Ordeal is really good as well. Just throw it on like a Sedge Scorpion and start going to town. They really have to trade with it immediately. And if you're on the play, it's going to be really difficult for them to put something on the battlefield that trades before you can get it to pop off. And then you have a 4/4 Death Toucher. Time to Feed is really good when you have multiple Nessian Ass, but I mean, Thassa's Emissary, man. That card, +3/+3, and when it deals combat damage, draw a card. I'm never going to pass you up, Shelly. You're just too good. We'll probably get something out of this pack, I would think. At worst case, like an Omen Speaker or a Benthak Giant, but like Time to Feed, Ordeal, and Savage Surge, I'll take any of those if they find their way back to me. They're all super good. Artisan Sorrow or Feral Invocation here? I think we have enough ways of augmenting creatures based on our large amount of combat tricks and quote-unquote combat tricks. So what I think we're going to take here is the Artisan Sorrow. I like to have a one-way main deck of dealing with enchantments and artifacts because, I mean, look at our deck. We have a lot of enchantments in it. You're always going to be able to find a way to deal with this. And with 2 counterspells, we can leave this up as a way of blowing him out for something, if he does go for something. And we can also have, like, Nullify and Dissolve in case it's not. Like, if it's a creature or something he plays. So I'm definitely going to take that. Jeez. Alright. Triton Fortune Hunter is really good because he basically makes sure that you're never going to get 2 for 1. Because if you cast something on it, you're going to get 2 for 2'd. Because instead of it... Because if you kill something, you're still drawing another card. It's good. It's fine. We have a lot of ways of suiting him up and targeting him to draw the extra cards. But I think I just want to power out stuff with Voyaging Satyr. I think I just want to, like, slam a turn 2 Ramper and then go, like, Nessian Asp on turn 4. I think that's just really good. Or like an early Sea God's Revenge or something like that. The issue is we're starting to run into the territory of, do we have more ramp than we have things to do with it? I mean, we don't have a super high curve, but at the same time, I think I really just want to get as much mana going as possible so we can get up to this really top-end stuff. I mean, turn 3 Thassa's Emissary, and then being able to slam like a Nyxborn Triton on it the following turn, and make it really hard to block, or I mean, live the dream with one of these guys on it, and just be able to draw 2 cards a turn and also deal damage. Seems good. Not really that much here that I'm worried about. So I'll just take a Cerberus. I just don't want to lose to something stupid. I don't really care about Stymied Hopes. It's just the last thing I want to do is be sitting there playing a game and have him just like triple pump that and kill me on turn 4 or something. I don't think I need the Hippocamp. I'll take a Shredding Winds for the side. It's good. Wait, what? I mean, he's saying put me in, coach. So I'm going to listen to him. Um, yeah. All right. Well, we're probably splashing for Daxos. With all this stuff that we can do to manipulate his power and toughness, slam him on turn 3 and then, suit him up with any number of things and make him basically, you either have to chump or we're going to do damage to you and just, it's just good. It's just good times. I'm going to take an annul for the side in case I see like another thing that I really want to counter. Do I want the unicorn? At that point, I'm just super rampy. But again, my top end isn't a ton of stuff. But I think it's better than Stymied Hopes or Commune or anything, so I'll take it. It might not see the main, but we'll see. Color sort. Benthak Giant's fine. I would have liked something more exciting. But, ooh. I mean, okay, this is a Swiss. If we go 0-2, this is coming in game 2 and game 3 in the third round. I don't even care. It is just one of those cards that you can do silly stuff with. We don't have anything that really like is game breaking, like 3 or 4 Gray Merchants. If we had that, then this card is just stupid good. But yeah. Alright, so we'll put this in the pile of stuff we're not main decking. Put you over there. You guys both get in. Sure, you can start in the main. Side. And you all get in. You're never getting played. You guys are never getting played. Maybe board. So you got Revenge. You're not in. You're not in. These guys both get in. Maybe. Maybe. I think you're not getting in no matter what. You're strictly sideboard. And then we have that. All right. Well, looking at the maybes, it's, clear we have 23 cards already in the main. Let's sort this by permanence and not permanence so I can see if the Hydra is the aspect of Hydra is going to be good. You guys aren't permanents. No, and no. So we have some stuff. Is it going to be better than a giant growth? It's probably not even going to be a giant growth most of the time. So we'll cut that and bring in... I'm now debating if I want 2 Voyaging Satyrs or a Voyaging Satyr and an Opaline Unicorn. I think I like having the Opaline Unicorn as an free, quote-unquote, free source for Daxos. And it still does the same stuff, it just comes out a turn later. But if we have a clutch full of blue lands, and we have this card, then we can, maybe risk going into that. I would have liked to wheel the Nightlia's Presence, though. That would have been really nice. Got a lot of powerful cards. Not some of the most powerful stuff, though. So, I don't know. Deck looks fine, though. And this is a Swiss, for those of you who are at home wondering, so there's that. There's always the chance of that happening. You get to watch some extra stuff going on. Aqueous form is good. What do we have that targets? I mean, I'm probably playing you on turn 6. You're a 4-drop. You're a 6-drop. Do you do much for me? I can put you on a Sedge Scorpion in the late game. I can put you on an Asp and just eat things. I'm going to try him out. I don't know if he's going to be good or not, so I at least want to try him. If nothing else, he's 6 mana to give +1/+1. Which could be not terrible. Maybe. I don't know. So yeah, I guess we do have a lot of like if we really wanted to go hardcore on this bestow stuff, we have a very high mana curve. So I think those are fine to be in. Do we want 2 counterspells though? That's a question we have to ask. And if we do we want a nullify and a dissolve? I think we just want the dissolve. I don't think we need a second counterspell. Wait, no, we're already at 22. Hold on. What'd I cut? Oh, I cut the aspect of Hydra. Okay, your sideboard. Let's see. So we have 14 creatures. We don't have any good creatures though on the side, right? I mean, we could bring in the Benthic Giant as like a 4/5 and then just start suiting him up. Make it so he's really hard to deal with because you can't target him. Or at least our opponent can't target him. Do we want to bring in a Thassa's Bounty out of the side? Just get some card draw. And then what we run like, I guess an even split of land. Well, it's like this, because we have the double for the counterspell, and then the 2 counterspells we're running. I guess this is fine. We basically just sit around the early game, countering stuff, and combat tricking him, and trading off stuff. And then in the late game, we just get like Nessian Asps and stuff like that are just huge. We just go over the top, and then we can always refill our hand with Thassa's Bounty. And we can bounce their board with Sea God's Revenge. Yeah, I like this deck. This deck's fine. Yeah. Okay, we'll run this. It's a new format, so I'm not entirely sure how some of these cards are going to be. If they're even going to be good. For all I know, Noble Quarry is just going to be absolutely terrible when I play it. I think Warrior's Lesson is a tad of a questionable card to have in my main. But, I mean, if I'm going to cut it, probably going to be for like a Sudden Storm or an Aqueous Form. Or maybe even the Voyaging Satyr. I mean, he can still, like, he wears pants. I mean, right? Yeah, he can wear pants. And I guess if we have the Thassa's Bounty and the Thassa's Emissaries, we don't really need, like, cheeky card draw. Alright. Alright. Let's try this. This seems better. I like this better. It gives us another thing that we can put stuff on, and it also ramps us more because I'm realizing that we're probably going to want to start. We're probably just going to want to put like a Daxos or a Triton or maybe one of these guys down early and just start throwing stuff on them. All right. So I'm going to submit this, and I'll see you guys in the first round.